Good morning, and thank you very much for attending our webinar. We have a number of people attending this morning, which is absolutely fantastic. And now I will hand you over to Alejandro. Take it away, Alejandro.
Well, good morning. I hope everyone is listening to me. I'm just going to start the presentation, and it's called like this. Well, the idea is to talk about things that are happening now since the Brexit came or took place on the 1st of January 2021, and things that people need to know related to this. In this presentation, I think I cover more or less all the things that I think are important. But of course, we can at the end ask. You can at the end ask anything that you may have. Welcome everyone. As Sally said, my name is Alejandro Guerrero Salvador, and we run a established company since 1969. Sorry, started by my grandfather. We grown a lot in the last years, especially with foreigners. We have offices in Almería, the city, in Oaxaca, and in Albox. As I said, this is a compilation of all the questions and all the things that we consider important. But if you think that I'm missing something, you can always ask. And yes, I will try to answer, right? So I think it's more or less 5 minutes after 11. So I think we can start, right? Yeah, right. We are going to talk about the actual situation for British. What is happening now with the Brexit. We will talk about legal residence, what is happening now for those that are British. We will talk also about tax residence and the consequences when you apply for your TIE or your residencia, the consequence in taxes in Spain. Also about if you are resident, your income tax obligations. We will go roughly in starting a business. I know more or less our audience is not looking to open businesses, but there can be a few that are interested in this. We will talk about the will and inheritance tax, which is important for any foreigner living in Spain, and about your driving license, right? Okay, what is the situation now? After this final Brexit that it took place, everyone thought that it was not going to be there, but at the end it came. Well, the situation is that UK from now is a third country. UK is considered as a country the same, not from Europe, the same as any other country outside Europe, like the same as the United States, Canada, or China. In principle, this is what it is. We hope, of course, that along this year or maybe in the future, we hope that the treatment for the British will be a bit, let's say, easier or easy than what is for the third countries. I must say that now it's not as easy coming to live in Spain as it used to be until the end of last year. The restrictions are a bit more difficult because, as you know, inside the European Union there is free of movement, but there is not anymore like that since UK left Europe. What is important to know is, because there is a lot of confusion on that, is that you can still come to Spain. You can still visit Spain. You can still come to live for a while in Spain. and that you, because the withdrawal agreement say that, is that you can just come with your passport. Initially, there is not any need to apply for a visa to come into Spain. So with your passport, you just can enter. It's very important that you know also that you can still buy property. This doesn't mean that you can't live here, doesn't mean that you cannot buy a property. We can use what we call NI like your fiscal number in Spain, and anyone could ask for that. Now, those that are not residents yet and are looking to come, what is the position? So the thing is that you can come 90 days in a row every 180 days. So this means that you can come to Spain and stay permanent in Spain without asking anything for 90 days, every 180. I made a diagram on a calendar so you can easily see that. For example, if you come on the 1st of January, to make things easy, you can stay here January, February, and March, total of 90 days, and then you would have to leave Spain, go back to England or somewhere else, and stay there, and you could come again back on the 1st of July and stay again another 3 months. And then after these 90 days, you should go back again. So in theory, those that didn't apply for residencia, that didn't apply for TIE on time, those that are still in England and are looking to retire here or come to Spain to live, you could buy in Spain, stay 3 months, go back, and so on. So the thing is, you can come for 90 days every 180, right? If, for example, you come in February, then you move 1 month. So to come twice a year, you have to adapt your period of staying, right? Now, those that are in England, or by any chance they didn't apply on time, or they couldn't do it. What are the possibilities? The first possibility is what we call the non-lucrative visa. I must say that I don't like this much because it's very restrictive. Why? First, because you need to apply in the Spanish embassy in London. You can't apply in Spain. You must do it in England or in the UK, normally in the Spanish embassy. I don't know if the Spanish embassy are already prepared for people applying for it, because this is not something that us or that we can help at least yet. For us, it's not easy because we have not any offices there. But we are thinking in like making some links with people to help them to apply. So first thing is that you need to apply at the Spanish embassy in London. Second, the first thing that is difficult to commit is that in a family, as an example of 2 people, the first one, you must have income of 30,000 euros. It could be income or it could be savings. What the Foreign Office want is that the time that you are going to get this visa for 1 year initially, you have enough funds to live by yourself, and they consider that it should be 30,000 for the first person. And for the second, imagine man and wife, or wife and husband, the second person must have 7,000. So in total, for a family of 2, they would need 37,000 euros income in pensions, in savings, in rentals, I mean, what they want is that you prove that you have enough funds to live in Spain. And then there are other commitments like that you have to provide with a criminal record certificate, like you have to have a property insurance. But this probably is the most difficult thing to commit. Important thing for those that are looking to come to Spain and just to work, they are looking to work. This is not for them, because the non-lucrative visa is just allowing you to stay in Spain, but not to work. You should look for other possibilities that I'm not mentioning here. There are possibilities for students. There are possibilities for employees of companies that are based in Spain. So I'm just doing a summary of what we are normally asked. But if you are, for example, executive in a company and are looking to come to Spain, of course, this is not the way. You will. There are other possibilities, and you can do it through your company. How long is this visa given? You will get initially 1 year, that is renewable, for another 2, then for another 2, and then they will give you another 5. So I must say that this is not easy thing, because you have to be renewing every 2 years at least, and then you will have to prove that you still can have this income from pensions or savings or something like that. So the non-lucrative visa is for those that are that have money or that have a regular income and that are looking to retire in Spain, right? The second important option that we have to come to Spain and to live is the golden visa. The golden visa, I must say that is easier in the procedures, in the administrative things. Of course, there is a big barrier, that is the money. But the possibilities that this golden visa are giving are very, very good. So you have to apply in Spain at the Foreign Office. What they want is that you invest money in this country. I mean, you can invest in bonds, 2 million, in deposits 1 million euros, or what is more popular, to invest in property, 500,000. If you invest in one property or more, 500,000 euros, you and your family, not per person, you and your family can get this golden visa if you apply. This is not automatic, you need to apply for it. So this investment of 500 euros, 500,000, could be in one property for 400,000 and another one for 100,000, right? One very good thing of this golden visa is that you can work if you want, if not, that you can live in Spain or not. I think that you can come just once every year, I think. So it's not needed to live in Spain. And it's good if you want to maintain your fiscal residence, that we will talk later, in the other country, in England, in UK, in this case. You will get the golden visa for 2 years initially, and after these 2 years, if you renew it or apply for renewal, you will get another 5. The only thing that they will ask is that you have still the investment there. If it's a deposit, the deposit. If it's bonds, the bonds, or if it's a property, that you keep that property that you bought when you apply. Now, for those that are here or were here before before 2020 and apply for residencia, what we call legal residence, residencia, legal residence, before the 6th of July. You may have this document that we call it residencia, but it's a certificado de registro de ciudadano de la Unión. This means this document says that you are a citizen of the European Union. And it says that, but obviously, since 1st of January, you are not anymore a citizen of the European Union, so we will see what to do. You might have this document or in a small card that I think that since 2018 or 17 was starting to be issued. This document, of course, you don't have any photo on that. It's not valid as an ID. So if police stops you, you cannot show who you are with this document. And our advice is to switch to the TIE. The TIE is the document that has been issued for those that are British. We started getting that on the 6th of July of 2020. And this is the document that people got it from them. If you have this document, I must say that it's still valid. You can still have that document in Spain. It's not compulsory to change it. But as I say there, our advice is to switch. Why? Because in this document, there is a photo and it's valid as an ID. As you can see there, it's very similar to our Spanish ID. And you can carry on just with this document, and there is no need to carry on with anything else. No passport at all. I also make the request with a notary that you know that going to a notary is a very official thing. Of course, you need to bring your originals, and they confirm me that you can use this document also to prove who you are. So you can see there that is a important proof of ID, and that's why I think it's very interesting to hold it. Now, if you want to switch to the TIE or you applied initially, if you applied initially, your document was issued for 5 years. This means that in 5 years' time, you will have to apply for a renewal. That, of course, we don't know now what are going to be the requirements, but yes, it's there, and you will have to apply them. If your residence, this document was there, and you had it more than 5 years prior to applying to the TIE, then this document is going to be given to you for 10 years. If your old residence was given or was issued more than 5 years, you will get 10 years. If it was less than 5 years, then you will get the same as the new buys for 5 years. Right. One thing that we are asked a lot is the people say that you can't leave Spain, that you cannot go outside Spain because you have this TIE and so on. This is not exactly true. You can leave Spain, you can go back to England, but what they don't want, or they say, or the law says that you have the risk to lose your TIE is if you leave Spain to a third country, not in Europe. If you travel to Europe, fantastic, no problem. But if you go to UK or you go to the States or Canada or somewhere else, you will, if you stay more than 6 months, you have the risk to lose it. To be honest, I don't think that the authorities, the Spanish authorities, are looking to do that, and it's also not easy to catch up these things and to stop the residencia. But this is what the law says. Now, we consider that you apply for the TIE, for the residencia, legal residence. Now, people need to know what is the next step or what is the consequence. If you apply for the legal residency, for the TIE, or if you have it before, you need to know that to be legal resident is not exact, or is not exactly the same as being tax resident. Why? Because to be legal resident in Spain, you need to live here in this country in a calendar year from January up to December, at least 183 days in total. Normally, with the restriction that I told you about the exiting possibilities, people probably will be everyone will be tax resident, but I leave this. You need to live permanent in Spain for 6 months, and it's not 6 months in a row. It is 6 months in a total calendar year. So in this example that I'm using, if you are, for example, 4 months since January, and then you leave the country, and then you come back in September, you go back again anywhere else, and you come back in November, if you stay more than 183 days, then you will be entitled, then you will be considered as fiscal resident. Being considered as fiscal resident is automatic or not. Spain do not know exactly if you've been here or not, because this is something, well, not easy to control. Is this something that you need to, if you know that you are fiscal resident in this country, then you will have to submit your income tax return. So as I said, you need to be at least 6 months in a calendar year. If you are tax resident in this country, what are the consequences? Well, you have to submit your income tax return that we are about to do it now for the year 2020. We will start in April, and you have to declare there all your income worldwide. You need to declare there all your income worldwide. I'm asked a lot, but I'm not bringing the money down to Spain. My pension is paid in a bank account in England or somewhere else. It doesn't matter where the money goes. We are not talking about money going one place or the other. Is your income as a citizen, your income as a pensionist, your income as an employee, your income as an owner of the property. You need to declare all your income worldwide. I'm not going to be very deep on this because maybe I can use it to another webinar if people are interested, but I just can say that you need to declare all your income worldwide. Now, also, if you are fiscal resident in this country, you probably heard of the Modelo or the Form 720. The Modelo 720 is an informative form that the tax office took in place in 2012, where you need to declare what are your assets outside of Spain and that are above 50,000 in 3 different chapters. First is property. If your property, 1, 2, 3 properties that you've got, the value is over 50,000 when you purchase it, then you will have to include that in your 720 form. If you have investments, shares, bonds, fund investments of more than 50,000, then you will have to declare the model 720. And the third chapter is that if you have current accounts with more than 50,000 outside Spain. If your money, if your savings are in Spain, there is no need to declare this form, right? The deadline to submit this form is the 31st of March of 2021, in this case, for 2020. So we are already working on it. If any of you that are connected didn't do it or didn't receive our emails about this, you need to move quick. Also, I like to inform you about the difference between our fiscal year and your fiscal year in the UK. In England, in UK, your fiscal year goes from the 6th of April until the 5th of April of the year after. In my opinion, this is very complicated because you have 1 year or 2 years, and in the rest of the countries, and of course in Spain, is easier because you have the fiscal year in Spain goes from the 1st of January until the 31st of December, the same as the calendar year. So when we make declarations, we would like you to give us the information from the fiscal year, from the Spanish fiscal year. We understand that this is sometimes difficult, and the Spanish tax office accepts that you provide with the last certificate of pensions or salaries, or the way you declare, of the year that goes, in this case, from 6th of April 2020 up to 5th of April 2021. In case that the tax office calls you, it's also good that you have that documents in place, so we can provide them, because in Spain we need to submit the form. We just need in some way the figures, but if they call us, we would need to show official certificates that prove that you have that income. So in Spain, we can go back 4 years. The tax office can ask 4 years back. Now we have a lot of clients that are receiving letters with regards to 2016. They are receiving a letter asking if your situation was as resident in 2016, because maybe you applied for residency that year, or because they know that you register in the padron at the town hall in that year. So they have like a kind of a clue that you could be a fiscal resident in Spain for that year. So we are receiving a lot of letters from clients, from tax office, asking for information about this. So this is the last year that they can go back. If you don't live in Spain, if you just buy in Spain, stay 3 months, you go back, or even having the TIE, you are less than 6 months in this country, then but you own a property because you got a property here, then you will have to submit what we call the non-resident income tax, which is a very easy form and is based on the cadastral value of your property. Needs to be submitted before the 31st of December of the year after, when the year is closed. So for 2020, if you bought a house in 2020 but you are non-fiscal resident in this country in 2020, then you will have to submit before the end of 2021. Normally, we start calling our clients in October and start the process of submitting these forms by October of the year after. If you haven't done that while you were non-resident in Spain, it's important that you do it, because it's one more way to tell the tax office, the Spanish tax office, that you were not fiscal resident in this country. Because if you own property in Spain, or you are fiscal resident or you are not fiscal resident, you have to decide, or not to decide. You have to place in one of these situations, but one of these, because if you don't submit the non-resident, thinking that you don't have anything to do with Spain taxes because you don't live permanent here, then you can be in trouble, because Spain can consider you as fiscal resident in Spain. I made an example here of what would be more or less the cost for a house that cost of the catastral value is 200,000, and you pay approx 500 euros a year. Very quick on this. If you want to start a business, you can do it, no problem at all. Anyone with NIE and residency or TIE can do it. Something else is for those that are not living in Spain. If you are not living, you didn't apply for TIE, you didn't apply for residency, it's difficult. I don't think there is possibilities of now to open a business here. If you want to, for example, to open a bar, you are not going to do it, or you can do it, but you will not obtain residency through that. In Spain, you can be self-employed, or you can have a limited company, the same as we have in the UK, with some other aspects that I'm not going to go very deep on this. And there is a thing here that we are having clients that they used to have they have a business in the UK, and because of the borders and the cost of import things to Europe from the UK, are deciding to open branches or businesses in Spain, just to have the possibility of exporting throughout Europe. This is an interesting thing, because if you have to pay customs, and also the importer must pay VAT, the cost of your goods, all the things that you are selling, will be increased, and you lose competence in the market, in my opinion. So for those that are exporting goods from UK and the European Union, I think this is a good choice, a good option. Now, your will and inheritance tax. We all asked a lot about this, and I want to be very firm. And if you need to, let's say, to get something from today, I will tell you this. If you own a property in Spain, or you have assets, money, investments, wherever, make a will in Spain. Make a will in Spain for your Spanish assets. We normally prepare the will for the Spanish assets, and the important thing there is that we say there that you are based on the UK law, that you are supported by the UK law. The difference between the UK law and the Spanish is that the Spanish law protects children, protects the family. In the UK, you have freedom of giving to anyone. What happens if you don't make a will in Spain? Well, the consequence is that the Spanish law applies. So if imagine the situation that you have a partner and you are not married, and you own together property, if you don't make a will, she or he will not inherit the property if you don't make a will in Spain. Who will inherit then if you don't make it? Well, we will see, but in principle it will be the children of the deceased. You have children. If not, it could go to your father and mother or brothers and sisters. So this is very important. Make a will in Spain. People will be pleased if you do that because it makes things easy. It's less hassle. Of course, it will be less cost making a will because you save to say who are your heirs and so on. And as I said, it's less risk because you apply your own law. Now, with inheritance again, as I said, the inheritance tax in Spain or is depending on the regions. We, at least our offices are in Andalusia. I don't know if we have attendants from other regions, but those that are from Andalusia, if your wife, your husband, or your children inherit, there will be nothing to pay, as long if you are not talking about big estates. If you are talking about big estates, then we will have to plan something. But if we are talking about a normal family that has got 1, 2, 3, 4 houses, then your husband, your wife, your children inheriting will not pay anything in Spain. As I said before, if you are not married or you are not, let's say, attached to a Spanish civil partnership, what we call pareja de hecho, you will have to pay. We are finding this a lot. In UK, no, it's not so normal in Spain, but in UK, you can find people that they've been together for a long time, but they never got married and they never make any officially any document officially. If this is your case and you have property, of course you need to make a will. It's important, but to avoid paying inheritance tax, it's very important that you get married or you switch to what we call pareja de hecho. Getting married, you can do it in Spain, you can do it in UK, you can do it in Gibraltar, whatever is best for you. And doing pareja de hecho, that is like a civil partnership, it's a kind of similar in Spain, that you can do it in this case, in this region, in Andalusia. It's not complicated. It's just submitting some kind of paperwork. It's done relatively quick. So important, if you are not married and you want to leave your estate to your wife or husband of your couple, please do something. Now, the driving license. With this, it's been difficult. It's been really difficult the last months of 2020. Why? Because with the withdrawal agreement and the Spanish, the Ministry of Transport decision, you should apply for an exchange of your UK driving license before, or you should have applied before the end of 2020. If you have, of course, your residency of your TA. Those that didn't do it on time, those that didn't do it at all, I can't say other thing right now, that is that you could drive your car with that driving license until the 30th of June of 2021. If the police catch you in July 2021 and you didn't apply for the exchange, you don't have the Spanish driving license, you will be in trouble, because probably you will be fined, and well, it's something that is hard. I understand, or I'm looking forward, to be honest, because I don't see the situation for those that didn't apply, that should have to pass an exam again, because you will need a Spanish driving license and the exams are in Spain. So it's absolutely crazy for those that didn't do that on time to apply to start the process of obtaining the driving license in Spain. So I think that probably, or I hope better, that before June 2021, there will be an agreement between Spain and UK, the same as we have with other countries, that will accept the exchange again. I know that also many of you could not do it because you applied for the TRE by the end of December or November, even November, because you didn't get the resolution or you didn't get the TRE itself before the end of 2020. I don't want people to panic, because this is something that I'm sure it will be solved, but this is what I can tell now, that you can drive your car with that license until the 30th of June of 2021. So I think it's more or less everything. I don't know if there is any questions. I will leave it to Sally.
If I could just interject, we may have a slight glitch. We aren't able to see the any messages coming through. So can you hand over some control to us, please?
Okay, I will do myself. Let me see.
I understand from another colleague who's watching this that they can see chats, but unfortunately we can't reply to them.
I'm not sure. I can't see.
It'll be under attendees probably. You need to give us a bit more control.
No, apparently I don't see also that. Maybe there's not any.
Oh dear.
But anyway, yeah. Thanks for everything. For those that are there, that I can see there are a lot of people connected, and yes, if you have any doubt, anything in particular that you would like to have any more information that what I've done here, that of course is being very soft information, you can contact us. Below you can find our address and telephone numbers, and of course you can see us in all Facebook, LinkedIn. We are always putting things there. So yes, you can contact. I think it's easy to find us. If not, you can search on Google Grupo Salvador, and we will be very happy to help to everyone. I don't know if Sally,
I hope you can hear this. I think it would be a good idea. We will send an email out to everybody that expressed interest with our contact details, and they're most welcome to contact us.
Yeah, I mean, we will. So we are recording this. If anyone is interested, also in
recording as well,
a copy of what we did, we will be happy to share it with you. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, all people are connected, all of the attendants, and thank you, of course, to Sally and Andrea that helped me a lot with this. And yeah, hope to see you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Sorry about the technical glitches. I hope it will be better next time.